we introduce that to our viewers, the International Air Transport Association has stated that the recent oil price shock due to the West Asia conflict is not existential threat to the airline industry, although jet fuel prices are expected to remain elevated. This is because the IATA warned that it would take months for jet fuel supply to recover even if Iran reopened the Strait of Hormuz, given the disruptions to West Asia's refining capacity amid the strikes on energy infrastructure. In another related information coming our way, during the interministerial meeting, Joint Secretary of the Ministry of Coal, Sanjeev Kumar Kashi, has assured that India has sufficient coal stocks at mines, power plants, ports and transit. He also added that there is no deficit on the power generation side. Kashi said that India is producing coal at the pace of consumption levels. So, ma'am, there are 2 points that I'd like your comments on finally. Obviously, firstly, the rise in the jet fuel prices, because that is something that obviously everyone will be feeling. We have seen the increase in the fuel prices just today. The surcharge has increased, and so they are saying that this cost will remain. We are going to see that for the foreseeable future because of energy infrastructure being attacked and the production capacity being affected. And also on the other front, we are talking about India, the usage of coal, because a lot of people shifted to coal consumption when they thought that LPG will face a crisis.
No, absolutely. And see, at the end of the day, I think first talking about jet fuel prices, airlines, of course, it's not an existential threat because people still have to travel, people still have to do their work, people still have to meet their family and friends. So, both the reasons for travel, whether it's business travel or personal travel, will still continue. And I think in an interconnected world, that cannot change, whether it's domestic travel or international travel. But at the same time, when the prices increase to the levels that they are threatening to across, especially international flights, that does drive down demand. And anybody would think, twice before actually booking an international ticket, because not only because of the immediate expense of it, but because of the uncertainty associated with that travel. That what if, something breaks out over there and then I'm not able to get back home? So there are many factors which would, be driving consumption decisions in this period. And I think until we see a full settling down of hostilities, just a ceasefire will not be sufficient to drive back demand when it comes to international air travel. In the domestic space, of course, the government has done very well with, again, maintaining that level and restricting airlines pretty much from, raising prices too much domestically.
Right.
Now, coming on coal, I think what is very evident is that, for India, coal has always been an important source of power. Of course, the attempt from a green perspective and sustainability perspective is to diversify away from coal. But in the short term, this is definitely, one area where India is going to continue importing from countries like Australia to meet our coking coal requirements for thermal power plants. And we also have domestic, reserves of coal, which can be used for cooking and for restaurant industry and many other industries which have switched back to using coal. What I would say is, just as a concluding statement, I personally feel that we have rolled back so much because of this war on our commitments as a world, not as a country, but globally,
Right.
on renewable energy. And I think we need to go back to that because that is the future to keep ourselves energy Atmanirbhar.
All right. Thank you so much, ma'am. Always a pleasure to have you on the broadcast.